Hey Gemini, welcome to your love and romance reading for January 2022. Can you believe it? We're in 2022. We're going to connect here and see what messages are coming up for Gemini Sun, Moon, Rising, and Venus. I like to set the intention to include the Venus collective as well anytime I'm doing a love reading. But we're going to connect and see what messages are coming up. You might stumble upon this video outside of January, and that's fine. You're going to find it whenever you are meant to find it. Take the messages that resonate, leave the ones that don't. Keep in mind, these are general readings for the collective. Alrighty, my dears. I'm going to go ahead and jump right on in here and see what messages are coming up for Gemini Sun, Moon, Rising, and Venus. First card coming up here is the Judgment card, and it's a major arcana card, Gemini. Now, when the major arcana cards come up, some of you have heard me say this before. When the major arcana cards come up, we're coming into a significant new chapter in our life. It's a defining moment. And for me, in my readings, when major arcana cards come up between two people, especially when it's the first one right out the gate, it tells me that you guys have had a lot of past lives together, and that there's a strong past life connection, and that you guys actually have an agreement. You have a contract. You agreed to meet in this lifetime for a specific reason. When I look at the major arcana card, it tells me what that reason is. Now, the Judgment card can come up when we are feeling led and guided to answer a calling. We might be feeling pulled in a specific direction. Sometimes, my dears, okay, when we are feeling led or called in a specific direction, we have to make a choice. We have to make a decision. And we might deal with the person who is coming in as a distraction. Somebody who's coming in to take us off our path. And that can be the case sometimes when the Judgment card comes up in my readings between two people. So if this is the case, you may feel in this relationship or this connection that this is someone who maybe is saying things or doing things that's really bringing you down, or they're saying things and doing things that is maybe kind of like shaking your confidence, or making you feel insecure about yourself in some way, or just making you feel drained. But at the same time, you might be feeling bad about walking away from that person or situation. You might see them as somebody who's hurting. You might see them as somebody who has had a lot of challenges in their life. And you might see them as somebody who needs to heal. And you might even say to yourself, you know what? This person is just not quite very awake yet. And you might feel or sense that you might be further along on the spiritual path than they are. And so for this reason, you might feel like, well, I'm gonna stick this out. I'm gonna tough it out. I'm gonna be there for them. And you might feel like you're gonna help bring them up to your vibration or to your level. In my experience and what I've seen reading for people over the years is that the opposite ends up happening. You're trying to pull this person up to the higher level, but that negativity, that energy starts to pull you down into the mud. And so when I see the Judgment card, you have to make a big decision here. Are you going to allow this to continue? Or are you going to disconnect from the relationship? Are you going to disconnect from the situation? Because it might be really pulling you down and pulling you away from your purpose or your calling. Okay? If you feel in your heart that you're a light worker, and you might feel like, well, you know what? I feel like, Amethyst, I feel like God, universe, angels, guides, put me on this person's path to help them heal. They've had a tough life. That could be the case, but one of the things you need to know as a light worker, Gemini, you might have had situations in your relationships where you have felt as though, and not in a conceited way, right? Like, not in a conceited way, but you might have felt or sensed that, you know what, like, you're a gift to this person. This person needs somebody like you. And, you know, you're going to, like, give them the love they didn't have, or you're going to help them to heal, or you're going to help them to cheer up, or you're going to bring them out of this negativity. You're going to help bring them into this new life. It is true that there are certain people that we encounter to help them, but we have to keep in mind that people have free will. And sometimes, Gemini, there are some instances that you are a lifeboat in somebody's life. They are shipwrecked, they are out at sea drifting, and you are this gift, this lifeboat that comes by to help them, to get them out of it. But they might decide that they don't want to get on the lifeboat. They don't want to do the work. They don't want to start rowing. And when that is the case, you have to know that it's time to move on. Because though you may have been put in somebody's path to help them and to heal them, if they're not accepting it, and if they don't want to do the work, we have to, as painful as it is, we have to accept their free will to make that decision. So if you're dealing with someone that you're feeling bad for them, and they're like, please, Gemini, you know, I need you, or they're telling you, oh, Gemini, my life has been so hard, and they're saying all these things and you're feeling bad for them, are they doing the work? Are they rowing? Are they rowing enough? Are they rowing consistently? Some of you have to make this decision because you might feel like you have to step away from this connection to save yourself. For other ones of you, there is a family situation or friendship situation or career situation that is preventing you from living a happy and productive life, and that's blocking you from being able to entertain a romantic relationship in your life. It's taking up a lot of your space, a lot of your time, a lot of your energy. And you have to make a decision. Am I going to continue on this path? Or am I going to disconnect from this and open the space for what I'm feeling called for? Now, I'm not talking about challenges. For example, you might be somebody who's a parent. I'm not talking about your children. Obviously, children can be difficult when it comes to dating, but children are never a distraction. Children are never something to be seen as a hindrance. If you're feeling frustrated in that way, Spirit wants you to know that you are worthy and deserving of love, that you will find love, and that you will find love in the course of being there for your family, being there for your kids, and by creating the best possible life and circumstances for all of you. This is lifting the vibration, and this is calling in the energy of the person that can come in and join that dynamic and be a family together. Okay, so if you have children and you're finding yourself in a situation that you're a single parent, don't let that discourage you. That's not gonna hinder you from finding love. You're gonna find the right person as you are creating and living the best possible life as a family with your kids. You will align with the right person who can step in and join in as a parent. So I want to make that clear because I feel that I was talking about the other message, some of you were feeling a little bit like, oh, well, maybe I altered my path and maybe I messed up my chance for love. And Spirit is saying, no, you did not. You did not mess up your chance for love. So know that. The next card that's coming in here, Gemini, is the Three of Cups. This is engagement. This is finding a community of like-minded people, right? So for some of you, as I said, those of you that are feeling a little bit kind of discouraged, as you're creating this best possible life, you are aligning with your soul tribe, your soul family, and this is leading you to that soulmate, to that life partner energy. For other ones of you that you know, you're dealing with somebody and they're really bringing you down. This person might feel or sense that they're about to lose you, and they might be pulling at all the stops, and they might be talking about engagement, and they might be talking about having a baby, right? And this might be their way of trying to keep you around or keep you from giving up on them. But the Judgment card with the Three of Cups tells me that some of you, you're not so convinced. You're not so sure. You might be like, well, you know, under any other circumstance, I'd be thrilled to hear this. I'd be thrilled to hear this person wants to get engaged. I'd be thrilled to hear this person wants to have a baby. But you might be questioning the motives, and you might be asking yourself, can I really commit? Can I really see myself doing this forever with this person? Can I see myself raising a child with this person? And so I feel for some of you, you're in a relationship or situation that the ball is in your court. This is going to go for as long as you want it to go. It's going to go for as far as you want it to go. But the Judgment card is saying there's some things here you need to really take into consideration. There may be some challenges here. And you really have to ask yourself, is this something I'm prepared for? Is this requiring that I make sacrifices that maybe later on in the future I'm going to resent this person for having had to make those sacrifices? You have to really think about that and ask yourself. I feel like Spirit is saying you're going to hear all the things you want from this person. They're going to offer you everything that you wanted, but you have to ask yourself, do I feel convinced that this is the person to take these steps with in my life? The next card that's coming up here is the Star. This could be Aquarius energy. Some of you may be dealing with an Aquarius. If you have an Aquarius placement, there can be big changes and big shifts happening for you in those areas of your life. And there could be love coming in for you through that area of your life, or through those houses. Now, some of you have heard me talk about this star in reference to the order of the tarot and how it follows the Tower, and it tells us the worst of it is over. And that's definitely a dynamic of the Star card. But the feeling and the energy that I'm getting from this card for Gemini in this January 2022 love reading, I feel, Gemini, like a lot of you are coming into a time or position where you're going to be getting a lot more attention. I feel like a lot of you are stumbling upon soul tribe or soul community or like-minded people, or you're making these new friends and you're getting a lot of attention, and you might be looking at an existing relationship and wondering, how does this person fall in to this life? Is this person kind of sabotaging me a little bit and creating situations that are taking me away from celebrations or important times or important days? Like, I have something coming up that I'm really looking forward to, but they're having all of a sudden, just right at that moment, some kind of a meltdown, or picking some kind of an argument, or there's some kind of an emergency, and it's not allowing me to go and do the things that I enjoy doing, or to go to that big thing I'd been planning for weeks or for months. So I feel the Star card is you, and that you're finding yourself in these situations where you're gaining attention. You're kind of in the spotlight. You might have a lot of really positive, really great things going for you. And you might be kind of questioning or asking about your future, about the longevity. Like, where does this person fit in the long term, in the long run, in the distant future? So when we're talking about love life and relationships, Gemini, you're not thinking about, oh, I just want to have somebody in time for Valentine's Day, or I just want to have somebody right now. You're thinking about the long term. You're thinking about the long haul. Does this person align with my future? Is this person okay with me being in the spotlight, getting attention, having friends? I feel, Gemini, some of you maybe even have been making changes in your life, like to improve yourself and better yourself, and you feel like this person is not supportive of it, or they're criticizing it, or they're saying things to make you feel like, oh, well, you're not that big of a deal, you haven't made that much progress. But it's coming from their insecurity. Like, they just kind of feel like you're going to think that all of a sudden you're too good for them. And you might just kind of feel, I don't know why, as I'm looking at the star, I feel like she's sad. Like, here she is, and it's like it's her time to shine, it's her time to go on, it's her time to be seen. But she's sad because of what's going on at home, or she's sad because, somebody's upset with her, and I feel almost like it would be, if I did reversals, like the star would be reversed, like she can't shine, she can't be seen. And so a lot of you are getting tired of that, or you're recognizing this as, you know what, this is really toxic. And maybe there was a time that you felt reassured by this. Oh, well, they're just feeling insecure, they're just feeling a little bit jealous, but that's okay, because that lets me know they care about me and they don't want to lose me. But now you're like saying, well, no, this doesn't feel right. This feels toxic. This doesn't feel like a good situation. And so you're questioning it. You got to listen to your gut here. You got to pay attention to red flags. Your next card coming up here is the Three of Pentacles. And Three of Pentacles can be new foundations, like going slow here, right? So some of you have to make a decision, but maybe you're hopeful that you can lay down some ground rules here, or that maybe you can get some help, or you could work with other people, bring other people into the situation. It's interesting to me that we have three repeating twice. We have the Three of Cups, we have the Three of Pentacles. So I feel like this is being established here as like coming together in terms of completing something. So maybe some of you are realizing that you're thinking about the long term, you're thinking about the future. So you may be bringing in some help here. You may be seeking out counsel, you may be seeking out advice, and you may be seeking out counsel or advice from a neutral party. Not your friends or not your family or people that are going to have bias. You may be seeking out guidance from a therapist or counselor, or a leader at your church, or somebody that you trust, a spiritual leader or guide, and just say, here's the situation, I've got this big decision to make and I don't know what to do. Those of you who are receiving an engagement, a proposal, or an offer to have a child, the Three of Pentacles tells me, just go slow. You don't have to agree right away. You don't have to make the decision right away. You can talk about it. You can define the rules. You can give it time. You don't have to rush into it. You don't have to say no and cut the person off, but you don't have to hurry up and say yes. Because even though this is a big decision, I feel like you feel very torn about it. And ultimately, Gemini, what you're hoping to happen is that you can shine, you can be this bright star, you can live your authentic life, and that this person can heal and do the same for themselves, and that you guys can still be a couple and be happy for each other. But the Three of Pentacles tells us you haven't even scratched the surface yet. This is gonna be a long haul kind of situation. It's not something that's gonna be resolved in like 6 to 8 months. We're talking years. And you may feel like you don't want to wait that long. But you may be seeking out a counselor or just a wise person to come in and give you guidance in how to deal with the situation. Some of you want to leave, you just don't know how. And so you're going to somebody for guidance. Like, how do I do this? How do I get through this? How do I make this happen? What are the steps that I need to take? The next card that's coming up here is the Queen of Cups. And the Queen of Cups is a very loving, very soothing, very nurturing energy. It could be a water sign person. You could be dealing with a Pisces, a Cancer, or a Scorpio. But this is the element that I'm getting from the Queen of Cups. I feel like the Queen of Cups is coming in terms of like what you deserve and what you need to do to call it in. So even if you are with a water sign, you might be dealing with a water sign who's a little bit injured or a little bit going through some stuff, and maybe they're not coming to you with that nurturing energy, with that loving energy, with that soothing energy. But I feel like the Queen of Cups is what you're calling in. Like, you want someone who cares about your feelings. You want someone who's going to be supportive. Gemini, I feel like some of you kind of suffer from what I sometimes refer to as the feminine wound. We hear a lot about like what happens when kids don't have a present father figure or a loving or strong father figure. And of course, that can do damage to a child. But we forget that a lot of the times, sometimes children don't have a present, loving, nurturing mother figure. And that can do a lot of damage, right? Even if the mother is in the picture, even if the mother is in a child's life, she might not be mentally and emotionally connected to the child. She might not be present. And there can be reasons for that. There can be some really significant reasons for that, where she's just trying to do the best that she can with the circumstances that she's in. But some of you are suffering from that wound of not having the mother figure, not having that soothing, nurturing energy, and not having somebody proud of you or happy for you, but maybe like criticizing you. Like, oh, you go to school and you act like you're such a good kid, and people don't know how you act at home, and you're disrespectful, and you're this or you're that, or like you're just like showing off, or you may have even had a very critical maternal figure like that. And there could be aspects in this relationship that are kind of making you feel that way again. And the Queen of Cups is like what you're longing for. You're longing for that soothing, nurturing, emotionally available relationship and connection. Or you're striving to be that way. Now, when I see the Queen of Cups come up for me in a reading, it's telling me that emotional self-care is crucial for you to manifest and to get through the situation that you're going through. So this means setting aside time for your feelings. If you cannot make time for your feelings, to acknowledge your feelings and to process your feelings, if you can't do that for yourself, other people aren't going to do that either. And if you want someone who's going to be emotionally available, emotionally present, emotionally connected, you need to have that for yourself. You need to be connected with your feelings. You need to know what you're feeling and what you need to honor those emotions, right? Obviously, you might be busy and you might have responsibilities during the day, but at the end of the day, or in the morning, early in the morning before you start your day, set aside time. What am I feeling? What am I feeling right now? Am I feeling angry? Am I feeling hurt? Am I feeling betrayed? Am I mourning something? Do I need to cry? Do I need to scream into a pillow? Do I need to find a positive outlet where I can punch a punching bag or do some kickboxing or something and get out some frustration? Do I need to listen to some sad songs and be sad and cry? Do I need to watch some movies or read some books or do some journaling? What do you need to do to release what you're feeling? And once you've released what you're feeling, what can you do to soothe yourself, to comfort yourself in a healthy way? If you can start doing this, you're going to call in that kind of relationship. Someone who's going to ask you, how was your day, babe? How was your day, honey? What can I do for you? How are you feeling? I'm so proud of you. You're doing a wonderful job. That encouraging, soothing energy that you're longing for. You have to get in that Queen of Cups connection with yourself and really make time for the emotional self-care. You may want to check out your moon sign, your rising sign, your Venus sign if this is none of those. Some months those might resonate more for you than your sun sign. You may need a private reading, which I'm more than happy to do for you. If you go to calendly.com/amethystangelite, you can schedule a private reading with me there. The 2022 12-month forecasts for all the signs are posted. There's a link for that in the description. And don't forget the weekly forecasts on this channel where I talk about everything other than love. I thank you all for watching, liking, sharing, commenting, subscribing. Once again, I'm wishing you all a very happy new year. Take care, my dears. Be well.